What's up, world? Mikey D here, continuing on with Satisfactory. I've been busy in the background. I was working hard to get my aluminum plant up and running. So let's review what we did. First off, we have petroleum coke coming over. I was originally thinking that I was going to have to decommission some of those power plants over there, but no one wants that. I mean, more power is more better, right? So instead of decommissioning power plants, we just decided to make more petroleum coke. So you'll see some new... what? Why do I have a hole there? Who authorized that? Someone must have been drunk while they were building. It was probably me. Okay. So we have some new refineries up here. I was not making as much rubber as I wanted to be making anyway, so, you know, that's fine. So we just overclocked the snot out of this oil extractor here. Just crank it all up to 360, make it go. We hooked it into some new refineries. These refineries are cranking out rubber. Oh, the heavy oil residue is backed up. That's why it's not doing anything. So all three of these are working on rubber. The rubber that I'm making, I'm sending just into the general supply. Adding it onto a line here and just generally making things a little bit better. We need to crank that up a little. And if for some reason all this rubber is backing up, it'll just get chucked into the awesome sink, so there's no worries there. So we got rubber being made. We have some of this here heavy oil residue flowing over here. We're turning that heavy oil residue into petroleum coke like we have been doing for the remainder of the rubber production. But instead of adding the petroleum coke into those bins and then siphoning off the bins and doing all sorts of weird stuff, nope, we're just taking the entire output of this petroleum coke and we're running it back over here to the aluminum plant. On this very straight and smooth and professionally built conveyor belt. Because, yeah, if we're going to do something, we're going to overdo it. Alright, so once we get all the way over here, we have our petroleum coke coming in. You know, if I was a little smarter, I'd probably have some sort of like buffer chest or something going for this. You know, just something, a little something. You know, let's do that. Let's do that real quick. We'll chuck in 2. That way there will be more than enough. And then we will connect that up. Great. So, petroleum coke will flow into our buffer chests and start stacking up here. And then, from there, it will start flowing this way into these 3 refineries. So these refineries are taking petroleum coke at a whopping 60 a minute. They're making aluminum scrap and water. The water I have specifically made so it works back into this side of the plant. Again, maybe a buffer would be a good call in here. You know, just in case. Anyway, so I took out the other water pumps and I'm making it so the entirety of this line plus an underclocked water pump are going to be feeding in these left 2 refineries. So as this starts up, it might be a little water starved on these guys. They won't be producing at full capacity. It will eventually balance out as the alumina solution gets turned into aluminum scrap and water gets fed back into the system. It might take, 15-20 minutes of running full out in order for that to happen. Okay, then as we're making the alumina solution, we're also making silica. I am bringing the silica into these crates. I had a little extra silica, so I dumped it in just to kickstart the whole process. That silica plus aluminum scrap, which is going to be coming out of these, is going to be making aluminum ingots over here. We're also taking the remainder of the alumina scrap. We're just chucking it into smelters because we can do that. That aluminum scrap is going to be also turned into aluminum ingots. I wanted to use the silica. I could have just chucked it into an awesome sink and burnt it off, or I could have used the sloppy alumina recipe or done some of that kind of stuff, but I figure if I'm making it, I might as well use it, right? So we have all that coming out. All of those aluminum ingots from the refineries, from the smelters, they're all going into more buffer chests, because I don't have a good way of doing much with them yet. So in order to make the all-clad sheets, all-clad aluminum sheets, you need copper. I can turn this into aluminum casings easily enough, and I probably will set up some of that. It's just constructors and make it do the thing, right? That can be easy enough, but the aluminum sheets we need copper, and copper, unfortunately, is just a little far away. A little far. Wait for it. There it goes. So, far side of the radar tower. If we look at our map there, yeah, way over here is where our copper ore is. Now, can we run a belt and do that kind of stuff all the way from over there to over here? Yes. Could we hook copper ore into our train? Have our train have a second stop over here? We could do that too. That's a bit more interesting than running a giant long-ass belt. So I think that might be phase 2, but before we get to that, here, let's put in some more storage for this aluminum ingots. You think this might be too much. It's not. Aluminum is one of those things, like, you work hard to set it up, and then it starts stacking up a lot. And then you start going, what do I do with all this? But, first things first, we got the power switch. So, the grid that I've built, all the machines, they're all hooked in. They are going to use 300 megawatts. Well, good thing we've got plenty of power. Even adding to the max, 725, that'll put us 760, and we're making 10,000. So, let's go. Chunk. Aluminum factory. It's a go. So we have all of our bauxite coming in. It's starting to cook it up. That alumina solution is just instantly going into the next ones. We have our silica coming out. It looks like we might need to speed up that belt a little. Here, we'll just make it all go a little faster. Just try and make sure that none of the silica backs up in the machines. Alright, and now we have alumina solution in here. these guys are starting to crank out water and alumina solution. And that water is getting fed back into this system and feeding the machines again. So, circle of life, Simba. So we got our silica coming in over here, going into all these wonderful foundries. Foundries are cooking up aluminum ingots. The smelters are cooking up aluminum ingots. It is man, that is a lot. I have a smart splitter set here, so it's primarily going to feed the foundries, and then whatever might be left over is going to be heading back into the general population. Unfortunately, the foundry feeding side is not going as well as it should, because that belt wasn't even full and it kept thinking it was overflowing. So let's crank up that end of things a bit more. I want all these foundries to just be maxed out all the time. The smelters, they're fine. If we end up with a smelter, you know what? Probably be better if you were plugged in, huh? If we end up with a smelter or two that ends up not running all the time, that's actually a little bit by design. We want a little bit of extra capacity in there, but we do want to be using all of this silica that we're making. Want to be burning that off in the foundries, and generally making this work. So everything looks to be pretty stable. Checking on my silica, it is definitely burning through it so far. It's close to stable. It's almost there, but it's constantly dropping. How are we doing over here? Alright. 15 minute. We're making it. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we're not quite there. But the silica is starting to back up the machines now. Okay. So okay. We're getting there. Yeah, if I had another, well, I have 20 here. If I had another few hundred that I could put into the machines, then we will be pretty golden. Alright, but let me show you how fast this starts stacking up. Oh, oops. No, not you, this. Thank you. Alright. As this... Yeah, I was already up to a couple hundred ingots. And even moving at max speed, it is... doing its best to keep up. When you look at the one at the end here, it's just this stream of aluminum ingots coming in. So we should be turning some of these into aluminum casings, just to get that recipe out of the way, I guess. Let's see. Aluminum casings are just in the constructor, so we can just I think something like that. There. I don't think I need a ton of these. Of course, I'm probably wrong. We want better looking belts. There we go. Aluminum casings. 90 a minute. Well. Huh. There we go. That's what I wanted. Well, 90 a minute coming in, and then we're outputting 60 a minute on the backside. So we're just going to put a storage bin here. And we're going to put a magic storage bin on the top. And we will... Oh, we need a merger. Great. And there we go. Oh, power. There we go. There we go. Anytime. Recipe. Yes. Okay. So we have aluminum ingots coming in. We have them going into magic pockets. And we will, great, we'll be all set here. I don't need the aluminum ingots that I had. So those can go in there. We have a decent amount of stuff just moving through at this point. Foundries are, at the very least, treading water. And, yeah. It's all looking good. Not seeing any backups of any resources here. I'm not seeing lack of resources. Foundries are all moving well. How are we doing water-wise? Oh, it ebbs and flows. It ebbs and flows because these machines only make water as they're expelling the aluminum scrap, basically. So, yeah, we probably should have a fluid buffer tank in there. What if... do we have room to put one down here? Like, hide it. Fluid buffer. Nope. Nope, not even a little. I could put it out there. There we go. So if we have our fluid buffer tank, an industrial one? No. It'd be overkill anyway. We'll have our fluid buffer tank here. We will deconnect you, hook you in, deconnect you, hook you in, get rid of this random support, and there we go. now we'll be able to maintain our water pressure better over time, or water quantity, I should say. And not worry about random backups. Okay. Silica is the thing that I'm a little worried about. Doesn't quite look like it's keeping pace. It is not keeping pace, so that's a little worrisome. Yeah, we're running into water challenges here. That is definitely coming and going more than it should. And on this side, I think we're just fine on water. Yeah, it's just constant. Okay. So let's turn up the water pump a little. Just a little. Just a schmeckins to try and balance out our water. Okay. Yeah, whenever it's out of water, it's running idle for a second, which is definitely not what you want. You want to just constantly be running. Some of that's also how fast the silica is coming out. Okay. So, well, fixing the speed of the silica exit is very simple. Just put in faster belts. Just the faster it moves out, faster it cleans out, faster it can start in on its next batch. So let's see how this one goes. Alright. Yes. No. Still running idle periodically. I don't know if there's a whole lot to do about that. Or a lot more I can do about that. Yeah, every machine's pretty much doing what they can at this point. That's at 140. That's at 80. Yeah, we're not making enough silica. Well, the advantage to how I have this set up is if the foundries stall out, we'll just push more aluminum scrap into the smelters. And you can tell, not all the smelters are running all the time anyway. So, we should be generally fine in terms of pushing more resources into this end of things. Yeah, these two here at the end are getting a little starved. Oh, looks like ones further up are getting a little starved too. What is the deal? I think it might just be the intermittent nature of this whole process, right? The aluminum scrap comes out in batches, and then it stops, and then batches, and then it stops. So, all right, well, I think we're smooth enough. I don't think we need to try and micromanage any of this. Yeah, you'll see aluminum ingots already almost an entire industrial bin full, and it's been just a few minutes. 5, 10. Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we're going to have a train stop out here, we have to start getting on that. Let us start building that detour. Whoa! That's unusual. Usually if you build something in an area, monsters no longer spawn there. It might have been that that monster nest was already there when I popped this guy down, and I didn't really notice. So, if I'm going to load up copper ingots, I think that's what I'm going to load up over there. Makes sense. Copper ingots. As opposed to moving the aluminum over, I'm going to move the copper ingots this way, and I'll build another layer on my factory to start making all-clad sheets. Yeah. All right. So if I wanna divert a train, it kind of looks like it'd be better to do it early on. Actually just have it go in a big loop and not worry about it. Alright, so we want to go this way. Yep. Come on. Alright. So, I think we're just going to go single track wide, which means we only need a single foundation width of stuff hidden this way. At least until we get near the actual factory area. Alright. Still going. Let's see how close we are. This is too close. Alright. So, let's vertical. And then start building this way. These are not quite correct. I need to have them be a little bit taller. So, here? That's a slight step up. Here. And that's a slight step down. So our heights are not, unfortunately, matching. But slight step up, in my mind, is a little bit better. It's also not super disruptive either way. Okay. cooking all this up. Get rid of all that. Okay. So, we've generally been having the input-outputs on the left-hand side, and that definitely makes sense here again. So we're going to need a train station, and we're going to need a number of platforms as well. Probably want to add 1 to 2 cars on the end of the existing train, just to make things a little bit simpler. There. Okay. So, let us make our train station here. Yeah, we can't do it too close to the rocks. But just about there feels good. Now, current train station, if I remember right, has 2 freight platforms. So, because we don't want to interact with those at all at this station, we want the train to just pass right on by. So we need a empty platform and another empty platform, and then we need a freight platform or 2, depending on how crazy we want to get with our copper ingots here. Let's lean towards crazy. And then the train needs to leave as well. And we're gonna go that way. Alright, come on. It's very flickery. Should be good enough. Then we're gonna just connect back up over here. We will likely have that slight height mismatch again. But it's not a super big deal. Oh man, there is. Yeah, this one is a little higher, so we're gonna drop this down a bit. We will have this. Oof. Ooh, that's just not quite lining up, is it? Well, that's it is what it is, right? Make those connections, and that should be good. Should be, he says. Okay. So, yeah, see, we can put a train line on this and not have to worry about it. Just keep going up until it says it's too long. Turn around, we'll center it. Yep. And then pop it in. And if we hold control now, we actually get it automatically centered. You'll see it won't twist. If I release control, then it'll start twisting on me. So, get that centered up. And then this might be all the way in. Let's see. Of course. Just not enough. Just not enough. Alright. We'll go there. And then connect to you. Connect to you. I was complaining about clipping, but I don't think that's actually a problem here. Now, in order to make sure that we get a nice straight line, we have to do this part first. Okay. No, sir. There. And here's our first section. Yeah, train lines are a little tricky in this game in that if you aren't setting your straight lines well, you end up with this like constantly fishtailing rail line, and it's just really annoying. Okay. Oh, perfect. Alright, and then I think we're gonna want to go from here. Yes, so there are only 2 cargo platforms. We're gonna need to add another 2, which means we're gonna need to expand this out a bit. That is gonna be a little snug. Oops. Okay. Bombs away! Oops, I missed. There we go. Okay. Floating particles. Interesting. So, let's get these all set up. Toot toot. Alright. So, we will want to have basically it's kind of like I'm making an extension to the track. It's kind of like I'm not. Okay. So we'll pull this out this way. We'll finish off the last little chunks here. Okay. That's annoying. And then we will... Really? Come on. Okay. I know where I want it to connect. I want it to connect here, but it won't let you do that because it's too close to... It's basically like in the train station, so... Alright, fine. Fine. Yeah, we're gonna have to stop the train. tight turn there. Alright. Open train menu. Turn off self-driving. Okay. So... take out all of those chunks. Then, we want a straight rail line. Up till... yeah, we'll go to here. That puts those two pieces equidistant. If I make that turn is good. I actually do have a little bit extra room. Okay, and we can take out that section. Put in 2 more of those. Hook up the rail line again. Okay. And turn on self-driving, and you get out of there. Okay. Next time it comes back, we'll have to connect up the extra 2 freight cars that we'll want for it, but that's fine. Okay. Yeah, this is in that same situation where it's you can't connect it directly. You'll have to disconnect the line and then reconnect it. Once I finish running out the rest of this, then I can probably do that. I might have just enough time to finish up at least the rail part of this tonight. Let's see. We go there and then... nope, I don't like that. You're turning too far. How about to here? Then, nice and smooth. Look at that. Look. So smooth. Professionally done. Amazing. Now, we're not going to be bringing in maybe as much copper as often as we might want, because we are just going to be using this one train car to go through and do all this. But it should end up being okay. Okay, this actually is a good turn. There. Oh, don't get run over. Transport. Freight car. Dink. Dink. There. For this station, I don't need to have freight platforms for these other 2 cars. The train stops at the front, always. It stops here at the actual train station. And then with just these front 2 ones having cargo for this station, it'll just pull the cargo off of those 2 and then take off like it's doing now. One thing is it'll run a little bit slower because it's going to be hauling more cargo, but that's okay. Alright, we could take out this second line. I don't know if I want to, though. I might just keep it. Just in case, you know? Just in case. But everything else is actually all connected, so we can set these freight platforms over here as unload. We can set the ones back over there as load platforms, and then we can work on hooking in the copper. Unload. Unload. Okay. Clean that up. Alright. The disadvantage of putting your train track in the middle of a single foundation, that's the word I was looking for, foundation like this, is you kind of lose the option to use it as a pathway. Otherwise, you're kind of gonna get run over, and that ain't the best. I don't feel too good. Whoomp. There's that. Wow, this looks pretty pro. I'm pretty happy with this. All right, I'm not happy with that. The little hook to the right before we go to the left, but it's fine enough, I guess. So we need to hook in some copper. We check where that copper's at. It should be just... it's still a little ways away, but it's a lot closer. There's that much at least. Alright. Okay. Here we come. Bugs. Sliding evidently doesn't trigger the bugs either. It's interesting. Interesting. So we're gonna mine the copper. We're gonna turn it into ingots over here. Oh, I see a slug up there. And then we're gonna load the ingots onto the train. Let's get this slug. Alright, no hard drives anywhere nearby. That's fine. Okay. There's a lot of different recipes I've picked up for making more copper ingots out of the copper ingots I make. I don't know if any of them are really interesting for this application right here. Is it just these two? Yes, just these two, unless I wanted to go over there. And I don't. Cool. So let's get our miner in here. We'll set our miners up to be this way. We'll both go that way. we will build a little production facility. Get our foundations on. Crank out a quick little copper smelter stack. I could be doing things like there's something you can do in the refinery to add water to copper to make more copper ingots at a time, and all sorts of other weird things. Adding iron or deuterium or whatever. But nope, not this time. We're just gonna go for it. All right. You are gonna be making 120. I think you're also making 120. Yes. So at 240. 4 smelters. Copper ingots. Yeah, so we need 8 smelters in total. 4 per thing. And if we wanted to overclock or we wanted to get silly, we could go even deeper, but I don't think we need to go that nuts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 and 8. Great. So 240. Get our splitters. Yes, yes, yes. I know. I have been playing a while. All right. There we go. We'll set it up to future-proof a little. Sure. Go this way. We will put in a merger. Okay. Hook up all of these. And then just jam all these together. Great. Connect all these up. I'll need to set the recipes still. Okay. Copper ingots. Okay. all of these need to get merged on the backside. So you do the whole thing again in reverse. Oops. I was doing that earlier too. Trying to set up my mergers for the aluminum scrap, and it kept trying to do this. Silly. It's not where you go. Alright, I will cycle these. And then I think we're just gonna go that way? Just straight that way? That way, if I ever want to overclock these, like I'm feeling I'm not getting enough copper ingots, I can just add on more smelters, do more mergers, do more splitters, overclock the hell out of the miners, and just go for it. Alright? No fuss, no muss. Okay. Okay, and then there. Eh. That's a nice long line. That's nice. Okay. Holy moly. Yeah, conveyor belt's too long. What are you doing? Yeah. I know. It's okay. Uh-huh. Yep, definitely too long. Wait, what? Yeah, no, okay. I could run it into the tree. Seems silly. Let's go back to how we connected up the oh, here's the first copper ingots already. How we connected up the bauxite. If we have something like this, and then we run a conveyor belt or a conveyor lift off the end. Oh, we don't get to go very far. If we did it again, all right. Gotta go out one more. Now, if we ran a conveyor belt off the edge... Great. That should work pretty good. Then we connect it up. We connect this side up. I think we might split it down here at some point. Yeah. Let's have a splitter. Stop it. Alright. There, like that. Okay. So this is gonna load. Alright. That's a pretty good amount of stuff. The train is already taking the detour, so we're fine there. Okay. I think now it's just a matter of rearranging the train schedule. Nope. That train schedule. Here we go. So, for cable train, we are going to edit the timetable. And it is going to go there to there to there. Yes. Save. Okay. I just want to make sure that all of this works. Here's my choo-choo. Choo-choo. Okay. Great, so we're loading all 4 bins. Okay. Almost there. Okay. No. I don't wanna drive. I want you to drive yourself. I gotta make sure that your driving yourself makes sense. Okay. So here we are. Riding on our choo-choo. And we should just be going right over here. Alright, yeah, and we're stopping. We're stopping. Yeah, we're not taking anyone's cables. We're just unloading some copper ingots. Alright. Okay. And yeah, you then continue on. going to unload your cable, of which there is a mountain over here, so we're doing just fine on that. Don't need to worry about how that's coming through. And I also, thanks Past Mike for making the cable out of iron as opposed to copper. While it would have been an easy enough switch over at this point, still better use of resources overall. Then the train goes and picks stuff up again. Circle of Life, Simba. Alright. Circle of Train. I don't know. There's a Mr. Toppin' Hat joke or who's a diesel thing in here somewhere. Alright. So we now have our aluminum factory trucking. We have copper ingots ready for our aluminum factory. And so next time we gotta add a level to this bad boy. Make it taller, make it bigger, make it more powerful. We're filling up fast. We are almost halfway full. Yeah. We have 3 that are full out of 7. It's getting serious. So we gotta get moving. We gotta get that verticality going here, and then make our all-clad aluminum sheets. Once we have those automated, we will start putting some of those into our magic pockets as well, and just generally get things going. Look at that train, so industrious, so powerful. So how much do I have so far? Okay, not much. That's fine. Alright. So on that note, I'll leave you all for the night, and I hope you stay safe and have a good night. Wait, what? Why are you... Why do you only have 1 bin's worth of things? Nope. Gotta fix it. Gotta figure out what's going on. What happened? I think I might have goofed it up when I put in a splitter. Because there's a whole nother bin full of copper ingots that should have happened there. Okay, and what is up? Huh. That's very strange. I don't understand. That copper belt is not maxed out, so that means that we're not running into constrictions there. Things are just moving. You are set to load. You are also set to load. Yeah, we're gonna wait for the train to come back, and then we're gonna see why it didn't load last time. Here comes the train. I see it. I see it. Shoot the train. Don't shoot the train. Okay. Okay. We have the right number of cars. 4 freight cars. Okay. The train's pulling in. Okay. Oh. A weird little hiccup there. Alright, well, all of the cars are getting loaded this time. a mystery. Alright. Well, let's edit our to-do list. Make floor 2 of the aluminum factory for all clad sheets. Alright. Okay. And everything should be... No? No? Why are you... What? What are you doing? What is going on? It is having some issues. That's what's going on. Computer? Game? Machine? Oh, toot. Okay. You're set to unload. You're also set to unload. Let's deal with you. You have plenty. So do you. And you have about the same number, so it must be working. Even if graphically it's getting a little wonky, it is working. Okay. Yeah, we're exactly halfway full. So I am going to quit this here. Have a good night. Be nice to each other.